Sports. We are the fourth. We are Wisconsin.
A great Saturday night here in Milwaukee. The tailgaters are piling in. We're getting ready for Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Brewers and the San Francisco Giants. The Brewers won Game 1 last night thanks to Jesus Aguilar's double with a 4-2 win. They now have the opportunity tonight to win their 6th straight series. And there's a look at Curtis Granderson. What an impact bat he has been for the Brewers. He's got 2 hits already, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, has scored 4 runs, 3 walks as well this season since being acquired a week ago. He's making his 2nd start for the crew here tonight. And Gio Gonzalez making his first start with the Brewers. It was just a week ago he was acquired by the Nationals. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minner here at Miller Park. And for Gio Gonzalez, the last time he was on the mound, it was August 29th. He was pitching for the Nationals, and then just 2 days later at the trade waiver deadline, he was acquired by the Brewers. And tonight he's getting ready to make his first start for the Brewers. They went after him to add his depth, his experience, and they're hoping that he can benefit from the change of scenery in what has been a tough second half for Gio Gonzalez. So he spoke with me about the excitement to have the opportunity here to write his season and help the Brewers get into the postseason.
I think it's the team that kind of gives you the confidence. I mean, I'm feeding off a lot of the, what I see in here, and everybody's their vibe, the atmosphere in here is through the roof. It's just look like someone blew the knob off the radio. So it's pretty cool to know that these kind of guys are just keeping it loose, having fun, and playing at the highest level. I mean, again, it almost forces you to find that confidence because it's you want to be a part of it. And I love the way it's going. I love the guys that are in here. I think it's pretty cool to know that they're all trying to they're all going in that same direction.
Well, the Brewers hoping that Gio Gonzalez will benefit from that energy around him in that Brewers clubhouse. You heard from him. The confidence is still there for him despite a tough second half. It's been over a month since he won a start. So as we go up to our game announcers, Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder, guys, he called it the opportunity of a lifetime to come here to the Brewers and kind of take his season back, contribute to this team. He's hoping he can have an impact here over the final few weeks.
Well, and you hope he doesn't put too much pressure on himself because he is pitching for a contract. He is a free agent at season's end, and he joins a pennant race with the Milwaukee Brewers. It's been 9 days since his last start. Rocky has pitched against the Giants twice, and the last time he was on this mound was July 23rd. So he is looking for a complete degauss, a rewash, looking to start over.
Well, and I think that the long layoff might be just what he needed, a little bit of a reset. Things were not going well for him since the beginning of the second half of the season, and he has a winning pedigree. This is a 20-game winner back in 2012. He had a terrific year last year, a 296 earned run average, so he has it in him. It's just a matter of him. Maybe the change of scenery is just what he needs. His location's got to be down in the strike zone. He will come inside with a fastball, has a curveball, but the changeup is his best pitch, and that changeup has not been a very good pitch for him this year. He's got a good batting average of 212 opposing hitters on that changeup. Last year, much better, just a little bit over 200. So he needs to get that pitch working, and if he does that, everything else kind of falls in place.
Well, the Brewers felt so good about last night, Retro Friday. They brought their retro unis back out on a Saturday night. Jesus Aguilar had the big hit last night. 2 RBI double, proved to be the game winner. We'll get into the Aguilar story when we continue from Miller Park. Jesus Aguilar last night. He sits at 97 RBIs for the year, just 3 back of the 2 at the top of the leaderboard. Javi Baez of the Cubs and Eugenio Suarez of the Reds. Aguilar back in the lineup, hitting cleanup tonight. Gio Gonzalez ready to make his Milwaukee debut. It's the Brewers and the Giants. Game 2 coming up next.
I can, I feel like I'm pitching this level in this kind of atmosphere. I think that, granted the opportunity the Brewers are giving me, I couldn't be more thankful and more happy. The Washington Nationals gave me plenty of opportunities to be in the situation I'm in now, and now I'm hoping I can contribute as much as I can.
Those are the words of Gio Gonzalez, who is ready to make his Brewers debut here tonight. Last time he was on this mound, he was pitching for the Washington Nationals. That was back on July 23rd. It'll be his 3rd start of the year against the Giants. And the stage is set tonight on a Saturday night in Milwaukee. Great to have you with us. 67 degrees. Roof is open under cloudy skies here tonight. Has that touch of fall feel in the air, and the Brewers are certainly hoping it is a fall full of baseball this coming October. Let's check that Bruce Bochy batting order. They've had some changes right before first pitch here. Batting order is courtesy of Potawatomi. Chase Darno will lead off, play first base. Kelby Tomlinson is in for Brandon Belt, who is a late scratch with a right knee injury. So Tomlinson will hit second and play second. Then Austin Slater hits third. In the middle goes Evan Longoria, Hunter Pence, Aramis Garcia, and Abiatal Avellino as the shortstop, with Gorkis Hernandez in center and Chris Stratton rounding out the starting 9. That is a bunch of new names and faces in the Giants lineup to face Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gio got off to a pretty good start this year with the Nationals. He started out 6-2, then when he stretched when he went 1-9. Last time out on the mound for Washington, it was back on August 29th against the Phillies. That was in Philadelphia, so he's had a long layoff. Maybe that layoff just what he needs to get a reset for September.
Former All-Star pitcher, former 20-game winner in the major leagues, and his first pitch is in there for a strike, and away we go from Miller Park. Gio had 2 side sessions between starts. Also was up and throwing in the bullpen at one point against the Chicago Cubs. So there was a decision made that he could pitch out of the bullpen in the first series and then would enter into the rotation when that spot came back around. So since he was not needed out of the bullpen in the Cubs series, the plan was expedited for him to pitch in Game 2 here against the Giants on this Saturday evening. Facing Chase Darno, and a foul ball out of play.
And a key pitch for Gio Gonzalez, as we talked about when we come on the air, changeup. It's not been a good pitch for him in the second half of the season. That's one of his bread and butter pitches. That's what he needs to, command well down in the strike zone to have those good outings. He will come inside with a fastball, throws the curveball as well.
Deals a 1-2 and a foul out of play. Now you know it's imperative to get off to a good start if you're Gonzalez. You're in front of a big crowd filing in at Miller Park. Got that pennant race feel going to it all. Gonzalez has pitched in the postseason on 4 occasions. He's made 6 starts in 4 different postseasons. Last year with the Washington Nationals, made 2 starts in the division series against the Cubs. Started Game 2 and started Game 5 in that best-of-5 series.
I'm not sure what happened there. Did he catch a cleat? And walking around the mound trying to collect himself.
Just trying to figure out where all that blue's coming from after pitching in the red of the Washington Nationals.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of a slip with his right foot.
Yep. Landing foot. Want to make sure he shakes everything out. Everything seems to be all right.
You see he works from the extreme third base side of the rubber, and the 2-2 pitch is up and away for ball 3. Gonzalez has a high walk rate this year, as it is at a career high, something he'll try to curtail here in Milwaukee the rest of the way, averaging over 4 walks per game, or per 9 innings. 4.3 walks per 9 to be exact. There's a swing and a miss.
There it is.
Right on cue. You talked about the Gio changeup, and that was a dandy to get his first out.
Yeah, you remember his starts, over the years against Milwaukee. He'll throw that fastball into right-handers and then get him thinking inside. Then drop that changeup on him. Get that changeup down and away. And good pitch, and Darnell is strikeout victim on a pitch off the plate.
You'll see Gonzalez talk to himself. He'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on in his brain as he goes through a start. Constantly talking to himself, either mechanically or his little self-motivation speeches. What you say when you talk to yourself, right?
Yeah, kicking himself every now and again, inspiring himself, and yeah, it's worked for him over the years, that's for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike. The batter's Kelby Tomlinson, and a swing and a foul back out of play. It was a late add into the lineup. Tomlinson in for Brandon Belt, who's out with a right knee injury. 54 games with the Giants this year, Tomlinson, and comes in with a .220 batting average, no homers, 10 RBIs. This is a Giants lineup that is missing a ton of their big bats. Buster Posey on the disabled list. He's out for the rest of the year with a hip injury. Pablo Sandoval's out with a hamstring injury. Brandon Crawford is active, but down with knee problems. Might see him in the lineup tomorrow afternoon. But it is a banged up unit that Bruce Bochy is trying to put together each and every night with the Giants the rest of the year.
Yeah, been that way just about all season. Johnny Cueto hurt. Bumgarner spent a lot of time on a disabled list.
Brewers took 3 out of 4 from San Francisco in San Francisco in late July. They won the first 3 games of that series, then lost the finale. So Craig Counsell's ball club with the win last night has won 4 of 5 from the Giants, and they're doing all they can, the Brewers, to keep pace with the Chicago Cubs, who are embarking on a doubleheader today after they had a long night last night. They just started the second inning last night when the rains came. They waited around for nearly 4 hours even. Finally banged the game, and they picked it up today. And Max Scherzer is pitching to Jim so far in the first game of their doubleheader, and then they'll have another one tonight. The Nats lead the Cubs 8-0 in the 7th inning right now. Did he go? He did not. Tomlinson draws the walk, and a base runner for the Giants with one away.
Yeah, tried to get him with a curveball in a full count. Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. Well, the left-handed batters finally get a start tonight. The Brewers have 4 consecutive left-handed starters, so lefties unleashed tonight. You got Moustakas, you got Shaw, you got Granderson in the starting lineup. And he's got to get a feel for the changeup. Talking about Gio Gonzalez, it was a good pitch for him last year, not so much this year. Off to a good start with that pitch first inning.
Runner goes. Piña's throw to second base, right on the bag, and out at second is Arcia with the slap tag on the base runner. Great throw by Manny Piña for out number 2.
One of those quick feet. We've been seeing it all season long. That's the key to his success. Getting those feet in position before actually he has the ball in his glove. Able to get on top of that throw, pretty straight down the line and easy out at second base.
It's a little snow cone there by Arcia. Good that he was able to hold on to that baseball. Yeah, put his leg right in front of the helmet of Tomlinson. So a swing and a miss by Austin Slater makes it 1-1. That snaps a string, by the way, for the Giants. They had 17 consecutive successful stolen base attempts before that caught stealing by Piña. Had one last night. It's been a team that is running more now with this personnel group as opposed to earlier in the year.
Typically not as much power in the lineup right now. Got to figure out a way to get men in scoring position, scoring some runs.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Slater. Giants trading away Andrew McCutchen to the Yankees. Their 2 big offseason acquisitions in McCutchen and Evan Longoria. 2-2, and a fastball misses, and the count goes full.
You can see 90 miles an hour, 91 every now and again. He doesn't throw hard, but just the changeup, the idea of it makes the fastball effective, particularly when he throws it inside.
A lot of pitches in this first inning, facing just his 3rd batter. Deep counts. There's a called strike 3. Got him with a fastball. And the Gio Gonzalez experiment is underway in Milwaukee. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best, Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Potawatomi batting order. Lorenzo Cain ready to lead off, and he will face Stratton. First ball swinging. Fly ball to center is going to hang up there for Hernandez. And Cain is retired. One pitch, one out for right-hander Chris Stratton. As we take a look at the rest of the Potawatomi batting order for the Brewers: Cain, Yelich, and Shaw, Aguilar, Granderson, and Moustakas, Pena, Arcia, Gonzalez round out the starting 9. 4 left-handers among the position players: Yelich, Shaw, Granderson, and Moustakas. And the Brewers facing a rare right-handed pitcher on this homestand.
Yeah, in the middle of a stretch of 7 of 9 starts against the Brewers left-handed pitchers. Imagine these lefties are glad to be in the lineup again.
Christian Yelich, the reigning National League Player of the Week. He'll be able to hang on to that title for one more day tomorrow. Hitting .314 coming into play tonight. 27 homers, 85 runs batted in. And you can find Yelich's name dotted amongst the top 5 in the National League in a lot of the major categories. Second in the league in batting average behind Scooter Gennett. Second in runs. Third in OPS. Fourth in total bases. Fifth in slugging percentage. He's having an MVP caliber season. That one into left field. And Pence puts it away for out number 2. And Rock, what do you have on Chris Stratton, the right-hander, who is 9-8 this year and a 4.90 ERA?
Yeah, the last 3 starts have been very good. He's 1-1 in the last 3 starts. 4 earned runs allowed, 20 in the 3rd innings. That's a 177 earned run average. So he's been throwing the baseball pretty well. Took a loss last time out, a 4-1 loss to the Mets. 6 innings, only 2 runs. He's basically a 4-pitch pitcher. Low 90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He mixes it up pretty well.
Been up and down between the big leagues and AAA this year as he drops a curveball outside to Travis Shaw. Shaw hitting 3rd tonight between Yelich and Aguilar. That's a pretty sweet spot in a batting order. Travis Shaw with 27 homers on the season. That one's hit hard into center field. That's going to fly out of here. Whoa! Off the scoreboard. Travis Shaw. A booming home run. 1-0 Milwaukee.
Now up off the scoreboard in center. Big fly for Shaw. Wow.
Number 28 for Travis Shaw.
Well, down and in, I mean, that is not a good spot to be throwing Travis Shaw. He likes it down there. He golfs it on out off the Miller light sign out there in center. Woo. Yeah, big fly is right.
That look tells you, yeah, I got it all. I got it all. He'll tell him he got it off the end of the bat a little bit, but what a bomb that was. First September home run for Shaw. Last home run was on the 31st of August against the Nationals. That was last Friday. And here is Jesus Aguilar.
Hitters will never admit they got it all. They always feel like they have a little bit left.
Yes, a little more in there. Left the bat 107.6 miles an hour exit velocity. Just a cannon off the bat.
Back-to-back games, Brewers with home runs in the 1st inning.
Perez giving him the golf swing. Low ball hitter. That's about how he did it. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jesus. You know, you look at yesterday's game, the Brewers maximized their hits. 3 hits in the game. The Brewers won 4-2. Ryan Braun hit a 2-run home run in the 1st inning. Jesus Aguilar had a 2-run double in the 7th that broke a 2-2 tie. Brewers got great pitching yesterday. That one's hit hard to right. Slater back, can't get it. 1 hop off the fence. Aguilar trucking his way to second. It's a double for Jesus Aguilar. Another opposite field double.
And another 2-strike hit for Jesus. They just keep piling them up. A bullet over the head of Slater and right. And just over his head, ends up with a 2-base hit. And a fastball outer half, and Aguilar with 2 strikes. Able to barrel it up, and one hops the fence.
Knocks it over the head of Slater, who is a converted infielder. 23rd double for Aguilar to go along with 31 home runs. And he's in scoring position for Curtis Granderson. Granderson playing in his 6th game as a Brewer. Has a couple of hits, one of those a home run. That was against the Chicago Cubs. 2 for 5 at the plate, 4 runs, 4 walks for Granderson.
And he's done a terrific job coming off the bench. Talk about how experienced the Brewers bench is right now. Greg Counsell very confident in his bench late in games. Granderson's been a big part of that.
Granderson coming to the Brewers from the Toronto Blue Jays. Played the corner outfield spots in Toronto, left field or right field. Had some time as the designated hitter as well. Actually played in a couple of games in center field, which was his original position. He's making his 3rd start as a Brewer.
He's drawn an awful lot of walks since coming over. Good plate discipline. He's been able to draw walks in key moments since the Brewers acquired him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A run is in. Runner at second. Granderson fouls it away. Curtis hit a 2-run home run on Wednesday against the Cubs. That was a late home run. The Brewers got within 2 after that 2-run shot. So for the year, combined with his Toronto numbers, 12 home runs for Granderson. Driven in 37. Aguilar at second base. Granderson a little half swing. He goes, and the inning is over. Brewers strand a runner, but they get on the board. Travis Shaw, the mayor of Ding Dong City, has arrived on a Saturday night at Miller Park. 1-0 Brewers. One nothing Brew Crew, and Gio Gonzalez back on the mound faced 3 batters in the first inning. Had a couple of strikeouts, walked a batter. There was a caught stealing in that inning, so thus the 3 batters faced in the first. Evan Longoria leads off for the Giants. Hunter Pence, then Aramis Garcia to follow, middle of the San Francisco batting order. Cool night on a Saturday night. Got that playoff buzz in the air. Been a great homestand as the Brewers have packed the ballpark this week against the Cubs and the Giants.
The last couple of days the weather has cooled off a little bit. The ball's not carrying as well as it was early in the homestand. Brewers have hit a couple of deep fly balls to center field so far in this series.
Longoria bounces to third. Nice easy hop over there for Moustakas, and out number 1. Gives us a chance to check in with the 3rd member of our team, Sophia Minard. What do you have, Sophia?
Well, you know, Gio Gonzalez has eagerly been awaiting this opportunity to make his debut for the Brewers. He was starting out in the bullpen for that Cubs series, was even up twice warming up Monday afternoon in that game against the Cubs. Would have come in and pitched had that game gone to extra innings. But he said in the meantime, he did 2 bullpen sessions with pitching coach Derek Johnson. He said really it was just about them getting to know each other. He said DJ's feedback was just trying to keep things as simple as possible. He said he gave me a couple steps to break down, just talked with him through some things. And so really it was about picking each other's brains, getting to know each other. And DJ said certainly this is a guy with a lot of experience. He knows what he's doing. You know that you trust him on the mound. So it'll be interesting to see how that pays off here tonight.
Yeah, coaches aren't going to get a guy fresh and just start making changes. I mean, Gonzalez has had a lot of success in the big leagues, a 20-game winner back in 2012, and I think more than anything, I think the long layoff between starts. His last start was on August 29th. I think a little bit of a reset for Gio is going to be just what he needed. I think he's going to have a pretty good September.
Have 9 days of rest for Gio Gonzalez.
Things have a tendency to snowball when they aren't going well, and they were not going well at all for Gio, before he got acquired by the Brewers.
Well, the Brewers are hoping for a Cole Hamels-like reset with the Chicago Cubs. Hamels had an ERA near 5 with the Texas Rangers and has arrived to the Cubs, and he has pitched beautifully all season. That's a little flare, got a long way to go. Granderson can't get there. It's going to bounce, and a base hit for Aramis Garcia. So had a chance to make it a quick inning for Gonzalez, but a single, a little flare by Garcia, and that'll put a man on with 2 outs.
And no chance for anybody but Granderson, not able to get there. Travis was playing up the middle. You can see where Shaw is. Ordinarily in a regular defensive alignment, that's a second baseman's pop-up, but no chance. And no way Aguilar gets back there. Just one of those things.
So it'll be Abiatal Avellino making his major league debut today. Came to the Giants in the McCutchen trade with the Yankees. Giants put him on the roster, and they want to give him a good look here to determine whether they want to keep him on the major league roster upon completion of the season. So this is a big month of September for Avellino, and he takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 23-year-old rookie. Scouting report on Avellino is high-level tools. Great skills, speed, arm strength, power. And the Giants want to see if he can transfer all of that skill to the major league level.
Yeah, so what do you do if you don't know too much about a guy? You give him your best pitch, a changeup right there. Avellino way out in front.
Giants had Hansen play short yesterday. Avellino gets a call today, and Gonzalez makes quick work of him. A strikeout in his first major league at bat. Strikeout number 3 for Gio. We head to the bottom of the 2nd.
inning, and it's the ultimate kids day at Miller Park as the Brewers host the Giants tomorrow afternoon. All kids 14 and under in attendance will take home a Brewers puzzle cube courtesy of U.S. Bank, plus receive an ice cream bar and the opportunity to run the bases after the game. For tickets, go to brewers.com.
It is Grease night tonight at the ballpark. Not just regular Grease,
I get you.
The movie Grease, which became a Broadway hit. You know, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and that kind of Grease.
Right, that's my era. I know all about it.
Know all the songs. Rock's been singing along.
Yeah.
His birthday week continues. Mike Moustakas leads the way for the Brewers in the second inning, 1-0 through on a Travis Shaw home run. We did a pretty good job polishing off that dessert plate that Chef Seth brought up here.
Yeah, we had a lot of help too. You know, some of the guys over in the press box made their way over here last night. Did you actually get any?
Very little. Moustakas flies to the left, and Hunter Pence always makes it interesting. The first out in the inning. I understand your fingerprints were all over most of the elements of the dessert tray.
Yeah,
you deserve it though, partner.
That wasn't me. No.
Eat up.
I had some of the chocolate cake. I had some of the cake that Renee brought. Our friend Dorothy Burns brought us some brownies. You had some of Dorothy's brownies?
Oh yeah, too much already. Thank you, Dorothy. Stratton will face Manny Pena, and he delivers him a strike with a breaking ball. Yeah, had a fun day yesterday. The Brewers got the win. Rock celebrated his birthday. It's a beautiful night at the ballpark last night. A 4-2 Milwaukee win. Josh Hader got the win yesterday, his fifth, winning out of the bullpen. Pitched 2 scoreless. The bullpen was excellent. Yeah. Hader, Soria, and Jeffress pitched the final 4 innings. Pena right field, slicing, and gonna slice foul, not by much.
Yeah, ball had some pretty good carry to it. Yeah, Josh Hader, 2 innings, 5 strikeouts. Soria a scoreless 8th, and then Jeffress able to come in for the save.
Now you figure Soria and Jeffress will be available tonight. Hader probably not. Might not see Hader the rest of this series. Brewers open up a road trip, just a 3-gamer in Chicago Monday night. 3 night games at Wrigley Field, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, unusual, right?
And then the Brewers will be right back here for another homestand. Pretty friendly home schedule for Milwaukee coming up. And they're trying to take advantage of it while others are traveling pretty heavily right now, including the Cubs.
In the middle of a stretch of 12 of 15 at home. Just what you need as the season winds down. Home cooking.
The Brewers will have every Thursday in the month of September off. They had the last Thursday off as Pena strikes out on a good breaking ball from Stratton. That's his 2nd strikeout, and 2 up and 2 down. I've never seen a schedule with every Thursday in the final month of the year as a team off day. But that is going to be huge for Craig Counsell and the Brewers down the stretch. They're going to always be able to reset their bullpen, always be able to buy an extra day for the starters, or if need be, drop a starter out of the rotation and go with a 4-man.
And we'll see how it's going to work. You know, the position player is going to be just fine. I mean, it's not them that, you know, you need the off days. The way Craig Counsell's been using everybody on his bench, getting some starts. But you're right, that bullpen, that's going to be key. Other teams are playing a lot of games, including the Chicago Cubs, and that's going to affect the pen more than anything.
1 ball, 1 strike on Arcia. Takes a ball low, 2-1 now. The Brewers will have the Pirates, the Reds, and the Tigers remaining on their home schedule. road series against the Cubs, Pirates, and Cardinals. And it's getting crunch time down the stretch now. Brewers come in with 80 wins on the year. 80 wins, 62 losses. That's the schedule the rest of the way, and those Thursdays off will play big.
Gotta start playing better against the Pirates. Pirates have handled the Brewers pretty well so far this year.
3-1 to Arcia, swinging a foul back. Right now the Brewers occupy the top wild card spot. They have a game-and-a-half lead over the St. Louis Cardinals, who are in the number 2 wild card spot. And then the Dodgers are a game back of St. Louis. So the Brewers are 2.5 clear as Arcia draws a walk. That's a walk to the 8th place hitter, which will allow the Brewers to clear the pitcher. And a long streak for Chris Stratton has come to an end. It's his first walk in 80 batters faced. 80 consecutive batters without issuing a walk. He had pushed that streak to 22 innings.
And one of the reasons why he's been pretty good his last 3 starts. A 177 earned run average before tonight, his last 3. Minimizing the base on balls.
Gio Gonzalez at the plate, hits right-handed, throws lefty. Where's that protective guard on his left elbow? Most teams would prefer the pitcher to bat from the same side to protect that moneymaker, but Gonzalez is hit right-handed. That's a little flare, and that's going to fall foul. Not known as a hitter, Gonzalez, but he does have 3 hits this season. Good tunes tonight, by the way. Got a lot of 50s music.
Yeah, I'm feeling back in college.
We were in college in the 50s.
We played that.
That was the retro music back then, huh?
Yeah. I'm talking about the Grease, you know, Grease theme and Grease Lightning, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie came out when you were in college, but it was set in the 50s, I think. I'm a big fan.
I get that. I understand. Although I was born in the 50s.
That was Run Around Sue that they just played.
Right.
There's a swing and a miss. Oh, who knows what we're going to hear tonight. Post-rock birthday. Roll the DVR, man. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. That Travis Shaw home run has the Brewers on the board first here tonight. They lead the Giants 1-0 as we go to the third inning. And we are pleased to be joined by fan favorite Corey Hart, one of the all-time great Brewers. Always a pleasure to see you, man. And you're in Brewer uniform. Maybe a contract, maybe get a few days.
Right?
I mean,
I don't know. One day,
case.
maybe a 1 day.
Still got the opposite field pop.
We'll see. I don't know yet.
Still in game
It's been
shape.
a while.
Still in game shape, though.
Yeah, I gotta. I said I coach. I'm always with kids, so I gotta feel like I gotta look the part. I don't know if I can do it anymore, but I look like I could probably.
Always love watching Corey play, ranging right field and pulling back those home runs, scaling over the wall.
The one talent, height. Can't teach it.
No.
Yeah, here's a fly ball. Gorkis Hernandez to right field and a long run for Granderson. He's there. Sliding catch. That was in fair territory. All right, before we get into some big picture stuff, how about you give us a little tutorial on playing right field at Miller Park? There's some sneaky little areas that Curtis Granderson's having to learn about.
Let's see. I guess the hardest part is with the gap over there. When it comes in around the bullpen,
The angled wall.
it's just. If you're going back, sometimes you kind of worry about that. The angles, I guess.
Not a lot of room between foul ground and the seats over there either.
No, I'm sure I lost quite a few balls over there. It is. It's tough because you want to run full speed to that line just to make sure you try to catch a fair ball. But I think I actually got hurt sliding into that quite a few times. The slide, you try to not hit the fence and hit that little concrete underneath it.
Wall doesn't give, does it? So
No.
when you played right field here and they brought the fences in right field, that little hospitality out there, and as tall as you were, 6'6", and you were able to scale over that wall, but did you ever dig your spikes into that chain link fence? Like, was there ever a leaping moment? Because it feels like there's a little bit of a step here.
A few times. I think I was able to come get a few balls. But I actually like hitting there more than catching it because that extra, I was tall. I don't know if I had that much pop that way. So that extra 10 feet helped me a lot.
A strikeout for Gio Gonzalez.
Great time of year, though, September. You remember the days you guys were making the postseason. September, you get to this point in the season.
That's great. Obviously the 2 years we made it, but I think 07 and then I think maybe 10, we had some good stretches down the stretch. So it was, obviously you want to make the playoffs every year, but even the stretches there where we were close, kind of the bubble, every game is kind of meaningful and it's fun. The fans get into it, so we felt like whether we made it or not, the fans were behind us, and it's kind of hard to forget those.
How are you able to manage the pressure of that? As you get down to the wire, especially in 2008 when you guys had to go right down to the last day. Enormous pressure, but you guys were able to get over the top.
Well, like 07 was hard too. I don't know if you remember that. I think we went into the last series having a sweep. The Padres. I think they beat us the first game, but then we knocked them out. They actually had to win the last game, and they didn't pitch Peavy. They pitched Tomko.
Right.
We beat Tomko, then they lost in the little one-game playoff against Colorado. But I think that helped us because we had to play basically the whole month of September in 07 to try to get to the playoffs. We got knocked out, but that helped us the following year. Even though when we made it, we were still nervous and the experience wasn't there, but it helped us all going forward.
So basically last year with the Brewers going right down to the second to last game of the year is going to help them this year for sure.
I think they got it this year. Obviously you want to catch the Cubs, but the actual wild card now having two teams, and it'd be nice to, if they don't catch the Cubs, to host the wild card here.
Gio Gonzalez has the changeup going early. And another strikeout that gives him 5, a 3-up, 3-down inning. More with Corey Hart, one of our favorite Brewers, coming back as we head to the bottom of the third inning. hazy memories right here. The long and lanky Corey Hart. Terrific career. Had 2 All-Star appearances. That first one at Yankee Stadium in 2008. 9 seasons with the Brewers that started in 04. And a career that concluded in Milwaukee in 2012. Over 500 RBIs. And Corey joins us here in the booth. Just hanging out with the Brewers this weekend. Man, it's always great to see you. I've seen you sign a lot of baseballs and do your handshaking, baby kissing thing out there. Right. So I'm glad you decided to come visit us.
No, it's nice, dude. I love being back here.
I know you watch a lot of games too.
I don't miss games. If I happen to miss, my son catches up on me. He makes sure I know everything that happened because he records everything. So
nice.
Matthew's either watching it or I'm watching it, so we find out.
You're busy with the kids though, huh? Back in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, between baseball and horse riding, it's kind of hard to find. Like, I'd like to do more here, but you know, when you retire, it's kind of trying to put yourself in everything the kids do. And right now, I'm just invested in everything they do right now.
Now, you mentioned briefly that you're coaching, so give us. People want to know what Corey Hart is doing now. So you're coaching amateur baseball.
Yeah, I coach travel baseball. I've been coaching Matthew since they were 11. So it's our 4th year together, and we travel all over. I mean, it'd be nice. I'd love to bring him here. Yeah, there's actually some good youth baseball here. Sure, some big tournaments and stuff. So that keeps me busy, keeps me invested in baseball. I mean, I do a lot with the community there, but it'd be nice to bring them here just to see how they stack up against the Wisconsin folks.
Do you have any aspirations of going into coaching at a professional level? Do you want to manage? Is that something that interests you?
I love managing my kid. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's different. This would be a super stressful situation. Of course, I get stressed out coaching those guys. But I don't know. I don't know whether it would be coaching, scouting, something with TV. I don't know. I know I want to do things with Milwaukee because that's the one club that I'm really invested in and I follow and like being a part of. But I haven't got there yet.
You were teammates with Craig Counsell, so when you see him manage a team, when you hear what he has to say in his press conferences, how he's leading this ball club, what comes to mind? Do you think of Counsell still as a teammate? Obviously, he was a great leader back then, but what do you think about when you see your former teammate now managing this ball club?
I think he's doing a great job, but when I talk to people, everybody always asks me about leaders and stuff, and I've brought Counsell up to, all of my kids that I coach, because I play with Bronny and Prince and Carlos Lee, Cano, the guys that are focuses. I would say him and Jason Kendall, 2 of the guys that people might not think are, but they were big leaders to all of us. So I always thought like those 2 guys are going to be great. Any part of the game they want to be involved in, but you just see them coaching because they were so smart. Yeah. Anytime a guy that's not a focus can take control of the team the way they did, you're like, all right, they got something. If they want to coach, people are going to listen to them and respect them, and that's kind of what they're doing here. I think he's doing a great job.
If you had any way to talk to these guys down in the field and give them any advice as to what they need to do the rest of this season, what would you tell them?
Relax. I mean, it's a stressful time. Yeah. I mean, some of these guys have been there, but I would imagine over half of them haven't. So everybody wants to be in the playoffs because it's amazing. Whatever sport you're in, to get to that last little bit and to be one of the final teams standing, it's everybody's kind of hope and dreams, and to be able to get there, it's huge. And these guys, just to not press, because what they're doing is great. They don't have to do too much, do 2 more. They don't have to be more than what they're doing. Just kind of be where they've been, and I think they all have a good shot.
One thing we notice about these guys, they do have a good time. It doesn't seem like much bothers them. I mean, kind of the way you guys were back in the day.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with teams like this, that there's so much chemistry. You go in there, and I see a lot of some of the teams I had. They're close. Anytime you're with guys as much as you are, if you like each other and kind of hang out and do things together, it's hard not to be good on the ball field. And those guys, when I'm in the clubhouse, they're cutting up and doing, whether it's video games or cards or just kind of just messing around, at least they're doing it together. Like I've been on part of teams that are kind of separate, and you just don't see a lot of interaction. These guys are together quite a bit, but that always finds a way to fall on the field, and it usually ends up being successful.
Visiting with Corey Hart back in town this weekend, and we've had him pretty busy, the Brewers have, all weekend, and finally able to get him here in the booth. Threw out a first pitch yesterday. Yeah, I saw you threw. That was a pretty good fastball.
Well, I wasn't quite up there yet. I was kind of on the grass.
I might have won you.
More batting practice.
Might have won you a snow cone on the speed pitch. I think that was pretty good. I thought you had. There wasn't a lot of gravity involved in this.
No, it was about
throw last night.
It was quick. I tried to get it quick so nobody was watching.
Yeah, good strike. I always thought you'd make a good pitcher.
See, that's your fantasy camp experience. I mean,
Right, oh, that's that like 46 feet-ish.
Right, yeah, easy,
I'm
right?
really good from there.
2-2 to Shaw. Misses down low for a ball. It's 3-2 now with 2 away. Brewers lead 1-0 on a Travis Shaw home run in the first. Of course, Corey Hart and that group of players was the first group to bring Milwaukee back to the postseason. They snapped a 26-year drought, making it back to the postseason in 08. Shaw hooks one. That's going to be caught by Slater. And that will retire the side. That was too quick, but always a pleasure to see you, Corey.
Oh, great.
Thanks for coming up.
No, I always love being
You still
here,
look
guys.
good in that Brewers uniform, man.
Yeah, I feel good. We'll see.
A Brewer for life.
Right.
Corey Hart.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Good job, man.
Always great to visit with Corey. He was on both of those teams, wild card and the division champs. Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. Gio Gonzalez back to work. We play in the 4th inning. 1-0 Brewers on a Travis Shaw home run. And Tomlinson trying to bunt. Drops it down. Gonzalez slings it to first. And it's caught by Aguilar. What a play. Jesus with the extreme pick at first base. Out number 1.
And not a bad idea by Tomlinson to just try to get something going. Pretty good bunt. Look at Gio Gonzalez bounce off the mound. I mean, outstanding job and a good pick. Able to get Tomlinson by an eyelash. That's a pretty good athletic play right there by both of them. Easy pick for Aguilar, that long hop.
1 away here in the 4th. That'll bring up Austin Slater. Boy, always great to see Corey Hart.
Terrific guy.
Loved the way he played the game. He was always into it. He kind of had that silky smooth kind of, it almost looked like he wasn't trying. He was so gifted athletically. I think that was a little bit of a knock on him, but he always played the game hard and
gamer. Didn't want to come out of the game. Always wanted to be in the lineup.
Always one of the first guys here. The early work, the early BP. He was a great guy to be around in those years.
Had a lot of gamers back in those days. That's what it takes. Guys that want to be out there every day.
Bouncing ball to Arcia. He'll wait back on a tough hop and makes the play no problem. 2 outs.
Getting his ground balls tonight. Gio Gonzalez looks good out there in the mound.
Tenth anniversary of that 2018 that broke the streak, the playoff-less streak for the Brewers from 1982 to 2008. Didn't seem like the Brewers were ever going to make it back to the postseason year after year, and so many disappointments until a pennant race in 07 that they came up just short, that Corey referenced, and then they finally broke through in 2008. That was a special team.
Yep, last day of the season. Never forget it.
CC Sabathia went the distance.
Unbelievable.
Craig Counsell was playing shortstop that day in the final game of the year.
Turn a double play to end it to beat the Cubs.
Yep.
Fans stuck around waiting for that Mets Marlins game to finish. Marlins beat the Mets. Brewers in the postseason.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup by Gonzalez. That's been a big pitch for him tonight.
Yep, he talked about it when we came on the air, how important that changeup is. He's got good arm action on it, just choking off the velocity and getting the Giants swinging out of the strike zone.
2-2 to Evan Longoria. 2 outs in the inning. Longoria to center field. Kane will ease back. And this will be a quick inning for Gonzalez. He's rolling. 7 in a row retired for Gio. Brewers coming up, bottom of the 4th.
For baseball, we go out to Nationals Park. Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Cubs and the Nats, and Max Scherzer turned in a complete game performance. He gave up just 3 earned runs on 9 hits, did not walk a batter, had 11 strikeouts in the game as well. He finished the game in 111 pitches. That's his 16th 10-plus strikeout game of the season. The Nationals would win it 10-3. They're starting game 2 shortly at Nationals Park.
Staking his claim at the Cy Young Award this year. It feels like it's a 3-pitcher race for that one. Jacob deGrom and Aaron Nola and Max Scherzer. Updated standings right now. The Brewers 4 back in the loss column. 3.5 in the standings. Playing 1 more game than the Cubs. And those two will get ready to start their 3rd game of that series shortly. Jesus Aguilar leads off for the Brewers. 1-0 Milwaukee, bottom 4.
And the Cardinals are losing. Detroit's got them 3-0 in the 5th.
Two and 1 outside for a ball. You know, one thing about Scherzer finishing that game, which is part of the finishing of a suspended game, the fact that he's able to go the distance in that one to finish it off. That means Washington has their bullpen ready and rested for the night game. Aguilar draws the walk. Lead man on for the Brewers. Second walk issued by Stratton.
He's one of those guys where, you know, when he gets on the mound, he makes his start. Bullpen, most of them are going to have the night off. He's going to pitch deep into games. All 3 of those guys that you mentioned, you could say that about. That's huge to have a guy in your rotation like that.
Cubs will have Cole Hamels pitching in the 2nd game of that doubleheader. Jeffrey Rodriguez will pitch for the Nationals.
And we saw Rodriguez in Washington go off to a really good start, then Brewers able to get to him. Hard thrower.
Curtis Granderson with a man on. He struck out in the first inning with Aguilar at second base. Made a nice sliding catch down the right field line. There's still part of the right field line that is missing after that catch. I guess you could say the right field line is on the uniform pants of Curtis Granderson right now. He took it with him.
Up to the umpires to fill in that line on his own.
Got to use your imagination if one's over there. Brewers use paint on that spot, so you don't see chalk fly, but it is something that they apply every day. Some ball clubs have that rubber piping down the lines. I think that's the way it is at Wrigley. It's beautifully manicured ballpark each and every night. Brewers grounds crew led by Michael Betcher, best in the business.
Yes, they are under some trying circumstances with the weather early in the season. Having to fight the weather throughout the season with the roof. It's amazing how they keep this grass so green. When the roof's closed quite a bit. They roll those ultraviolet lights out on the different spots on the field, in the outfield, the infield, to get a little extra sun on it.
The growing lamps.
Yeah.
I laid down under one of those one day.
You didn't grow?
Didn't work. Didn't work at all. Granderson takes a ball low. Another walk.
Yeah, he's something.
Say the Brewers are really showing great patience recently at the plate. The Brewers in the month of September are averaging 6.5 walks per game as a team. The season leading up to August 31st, the Brewers were averaging 3.1 walks per game. So they've doubled that output in the month of September. That guy's a big reason why.
Yeah, simple reason why. I mean, they got veteran guys in their lineup now. Up and down that batting order, guys that have been there before.
Moustakas a little late, fouls it away.
Guys that aren't as apt to swing out of the strike zone in big spots.
The Moose trying to get loose here in the fourth inning with 2 on and nobody out. Brewers are hoping to extend this lead. They've had it since the first. Travis Shaw hit a home run. It was a 2-out home run off the scoreboard in center field for Shaw, his 28th. 2 on. And Moustakas takes a breaking ball strike.
He's got a good curveball tonight. Curveball slider. Mistake that he made to Travis Shaw, the fastball down in the zone.
Moustakas, that's fair, down the line, hits the sidewall. Here comes Aguilar. He will score. Into third is Granderson. RBI double for Mike Moustakas.
And you know what else veteran hitters do? They hit the ball the opposite field. They don't feel like they have to pull the baseball all the time. And to get hits like that, just inside the left field line, kind of slices it down there, a high fastball at 92, and just does keep it fair. Aguilar able to score it. Granderson into third base. Good piece of hitting, getting on top of a high fastball.
RBI double. The Brewers take a 2-0 lead. Still nobody out. Now runners at second and third. Moustakas with his 85th RBI of the year. And here is Manny Pena. Chopper to short. Granderson will stay put. And there is out number 1. good read by Gramps, and he would have been out by a mile if he's running on contact.
And Bruce Bochy really rolling the dice, bringing the infield in, second and third, nobody out. Well, so far it's worked.
So that'll bring up Arcia. He drew a walk in the second inning. Brewers didn't score in that inning, but they turned the lineup over. Allowed the pitcher Gonzalez to hit. And now the Brewers reaping the rewards as Arcia into center field, plenty deep. Back there, Hernandez. Both runners will tag. Throw comes to third. Granderson scores. And it's 3-0 Brewers on a sac fly from Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, Brewers have been doing a much better job on his homestand, scoring runs on outs. You know, ground balls, sacrifice flies, walks, different ways to score runs without having to hit homers. And those add up.
Moustakas ends up at third base. And the pitcher Gio Gonzalez coming to the plate. (3-0) Brewers. 2 runs are in. Those 2 leadoff walks coming around to score against Stratton. I tell you, Arcia's really had a nice homestand. 4 hits in 11 at bats, sacrifice flies, been able to take some walks. Brewers are a much better ball club when he is in there, and for him to be in there, he's got to swing the bat a little bit.
Yep, and Craig Counts has been using him at shortstop when there's a ground ball pitcher on the mound like Gio Gonzalez.
Arcia has been busy today with Gonzalez on the mound. That foul ball hit the home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. I think everybody trying to give him a little break here.
Gio's being extra nice to him.
He's saying, Phil, most umpires I know probably would have left the game with injury there, but you're a tough guy, man.
Sorry about that.
You're really impressive.
Didn't mean to hit you with that foul tip.
0-2 the count on Gonzalez. Brewers with 3 runs on 3 hits in this game.
Nice block. Saved a run.
Aramis Garcia back into prospect status with the Giants again. Was a big prospect when he was coming up early in his minor league phase, then lost a little bit of that status, but he's gotten it back. They call him one of the most improved players coming out of their system. Here's a 1-2. Gonzalez strikes out, and that will retire the side. But a good inning for the Brewers. They tack 2 on. 2 walks come around to score. RBIs from Moustakas and Arcia. Had another terrific Manny Pena moment earlier in this game. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Pop time 1.89 seconds. Threw that ball from a squad at 82.5 miles per hour.
All the way down to second base, 140 feet. You can see the way he gets himself in position to throw, able to get that arm on top and straight as a string down to second base. Easy out. Incredible thrower is Manny Pena.
That certainly helped Gio Gonzalez through that first inning. He had issued a 1-out walk. That's been his only walk of the game, and Pena erased that walk with a caught stealing. And as we mentioned in the first inning, if you weren't with us, the Giants had 17 straight stolen bases without being caught until that one by Manny. 1.89 seconds is about as good as you can do it. They call it pop time because it's the pop of the catcher's mitt which starts the watch to the pop of the infielder who catches the ball. So pop to pop.
Big league average around 2 seconds, give or take. But it's all about the footwork for Manny. And that's what makes him such a good thrower. How quickly he gets in position and gets that ball out of his glove and on its way to second base.
Hunter Pence leading the way for the Giants in this 5th inning. Pence coming to the end of his contract with the Giants. Be interesting to see what his future holds. I'm sure there'd be some teams that would want to have Hunter Pence, especially if you're a team trying to build culture, or maybe if you have a lot of young players. Don't know the direction of the Giants this offseason. Hunter Pence has gone on record to say he'd like to stay in San Francisco. He's really found a home there, made a home in San Francisco, loves it there, and they love him. Boy, he was something special for them in their last 2 World Series runs in 2012 and 2014. There's a shot into right center, a base hit, and Granderson able to cut it off. Hunter Pence in with a double, leadoff double in the 5th inning. It's the first hit since the 2nd inning for the Giants.
Yeah, big problem for Hunter Pence is has not been able to stay healthy. Hasn't been able to stay on the field. Gets a fastball out away from him and just drives it into the gap out there in right center. Stayed on that one nicely. A 2-2 pitch, and not a bad pitch by Gonzalez. It was down and away.
Double number 8 for Pence this year. He's at just 2 homers this season. Injury plagued year. Here's Aramis Garcia now. Singled in the 2nd. In his first 4 major league games, he is now 5 for 9, and he's hit 2 homers.
Took a pitch his first time up, a little flare into right field. Granderson couldn't get to it. Travis Shaw not able to get there because he was playing up the middle, actually on the left field side of the bag. Hit them where they ain't. That's the idea.
No balls, 2 strikes on Garcia, the rookie catcher. And a swing and a miss up the ladder with a fastball, and Gonzalez strikeout number 6 against the Giants tonight.
You know, my grandfather used to say that to me.
Did he?
Hit them where they ain't.
Hit him where they ain't?
I normally, you know, my grammar's not the best, but normally I don't talk like that. I was pulling a grandfather out there.
Yogi Berra was famous for that line as well. I wonder who said that first.
My grandfather.
Oh. At least to you.
Right.
Said that first to you.
Don't break my bubble like that. Come on now. My grandfather.
My granddad has all the cool sayings.
Yeah.
He also said that place is so crowded nobody goes there anymore.
Was Was that Yogi or Jim Gantner?
I think Gantner's got a lot that it's not quite as publicized as the Yogi-isms, but we should do a whole segment with Jerry Augustine as Jim Gantner.
Yeah.
And some of his lines. He's got plenty. Avellino up there with one away. Got a runner at second. Pence.
One of my favorite is when Jimmy was saying he'd like to go visit one of the Canadian proverbs. I know he's listening.
It's provinces.
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you, buddy.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Proverbs. No balls, 2 strikes. Popped him up behind the plate. And Pena will watch it into the seats. Speaking of former Brewer legends, I saw Pete Vukovich in the ballpark today.
I did too. He's been here a couple of days.
Let's put it this way. I didn't actually see Pete. I just heard him.
Yeah.
From down the hallway.
Yeah, Vuki. Love to see Vuk. Seen him quite a bit this year, actually. All over on the road. Here in Milwaukee a couple of times.
That must mean he doesn't have your schedule.
No.
Gonzalez deals an 0-2 in the dirt. See you see Pete Vukovich and you say, Pete, been a long time, haven't seen you much lately. And he says, yeah, that's because I have your schedule.
He's a beauty.
That's my favorite line.
One of the
Actually, it's my second favorite line. The other one I can't say on television.
Always great to see those guys. You know, Ted Simmons, we see him every now and again. He's a scout. Saw Vinny Rottino here in the press box this weekend.
Yeah, Vinny works for the Rangers now. Matter of fact, we were reminiscing with Corey Hart about that 2007 team that came oh so close, but they were in it right till the end. But they did knock the Padres from a guaranteed division series, playoff series, into a tiebreaker game. Vinny Rottino had a walk-off in that series.
Yeah.
And a very famous tiebreaker game between the Padres and the Colorado Rockies. That was the game that this is 2007 that Matt Holliday scored the winning run, and the Padres fans still believe he never touched the plate. So much so Matt Holliday returned to the Rockies this year, and for Players Weekend his nickname was I Touched the Plate. I think it was I Touched Home, actually, to be correct. That was his name, his nickname on the back of his uniform.
Just amazing that Matt Holliday's back in the big leagues.
I think he hit another home run today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or yesterday, I beg your pardon. That was yesterday.
Doing radio, what, a couple of months ago?
He was. I was listening to him on MLB radio. Then he's feeling pretty good, and he starts his comeback, and yeah, he hit his second home run for the Rockies yesterday. Wearing number 7 now. Rockies lead the division. They've got a big game tonight with the Dodgers. They're underway and scoreless. Second inning. 9th pitch coming. And a called strike 3 right on the edge. Avellino with a second take with Phil Cuzzi. Strikeout number 7 for Gio Gonzalez.
Well, and he's got the changeup working tonight. I mean, gets a little bit off the edge. Phil Cuzzi rings it up. Good job by Manny Pena sticking the landing, holding it right there for the home plate umpire. Good changeup.
He's had a terrific changeup tonight. That's been his big pitch. Two outs now, still a runner at second. Hunter Pence led the inning off with a double. Gio Gonzalez with 74 pitches. He has thrown 20 changeups. Swing and a miss. Hernandez. 1-1.
Opponents hit only a little over 200 on that changeup for Gio Gonzalez last year. This year, over 300. This is one of the better ones that he's had in a while.
Gonzalez finished 6th in the Cy Young voting last year. Popped him up. Moustakas will make the call. And the inning is over. Gonzalez works around a leadoff double by Pence. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Brewers.
And the Brewers have a 3-0 lead here in the 5th. And in honor of Roberto Clemente, Major League Baseball annually bestows an award in his name to recognize the player who best represents the game of baseball by making positive contributions both on and off the field. This year, reliever Corey Knebel will be recognized as the Brewers nominee. And if you'd like to vote for Corey, you have until October 5th at MLB.com/Clemente21.
All right, Sophia, thanks, and congratulations to Corey Knebel. He and his wife Danielle doing great work in the community. Chris Stratton back on the mound for the Giants. 3-0 Brewers. Top of the order coming up with Kane, Yelich, and Shaw. Kane's hit the ball hard twice. Nothing to show for it yet. Deep fly ball out to center. And a line drive out to right his last time up. On the ground to second base. This is Darno. I beg your pardon, this is Tomlinson who makes a play for out number 1.
And Lorenzo aggressive tonight, swinging early in the count.
One gone, Kane 0 for 3. And here is Christian Yelich. Yelich has gotten on base in 23 consecutive games now. 27 home runs he's hit this year. 16 of those have come since the All-Star break. That one's hammered. Center field. That's way back. Got a chance, and it is gone! Yelich, number 28. 4-0 Brewers.
Yeah, that one didn't take long to get out of here. Goodness. This guy's something else.
At the top of his game right now, Christian Yelich. 28th home run, 86 runs batted in, 24 consecutive games on base.
Change up away, trying to get away from him. He waits back nicely, hits a line drive bullet out of here in center field.
A sweet swing from the left side.
He stays back so nicely on that pitch.
That on-base streak, second only to Alex Bregman of the Astros, for the longest in the major leagues. Bregman has been on 34 consecutive games. And Yelich now 24 as Shaw takes one inside, actually a foul ball. Pat Murphy, the bench coach, saying, how do you do it each and every day? What a player. I'm telling you what, the Brewers struck oil with this player right here, Christian Yelich.
He knew he was good. He just didn't realize how good.
I remember David Stearns when he made the deal, and he did the deal, the trade with the Marlins and the free agent signing of Lorenzo Cain on the same day this offseason, saying we picked up a player in Christian Yelich, who the Brewers traded 4 players to the Marlins in order to get Yelich in return. Picking up a player under control as far as the contract goes, entering the prime of his career, and he has been everything and more the Brewers thought he would be this season. Shaw pops it up into foul grounds, and Longoria can't make the play. Got to the edge of the rail at the dugout, and Shaw has new life.
One more step I think he had, and he kind of came up short. You can see he had a little bit more room. That tough play on the road, not used to the surroundings.
Why no teammates there to try to help him out, though, huh?
Yeah.
Usually you'll see a group of guys run over there to, try to catch a player if he's running for a foul ball, especially in that open area where the steps are. That might be something Bruce Bochy will bring up.
Yeah, there they are, the culprits. Derek Holland, last night's starting pitcher, at the end.
Shaw strikes out.
Derek Holland was outstanding last night.
Yeah, the Brewers did good to outlast Holland, who was pitching a gem. He gave up that 2-run homer to Braun in the first, and that was it. Gave up just 2 hits in 6 innings. Giants were able to tie the game until Jesus Aguilar had that 2 RBI double with 2 outs in the 7th. And then the Brewers able to put it away. 2
leadoff walks in that inning came around to score, just like tonight's 4th inning.
At the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. Aguilar tonight with a double, a walk. Scored a run that was driven in by Moustakas, who hit a double down the left field line. That was a 2-run 4th. Popped him up a mile high, right up the pipe. Tomlinson puts it away to end the inning. However, the Brewers MVP candidate, Christian Yelich, launches another one out of here. 28th of the year, makes it 4-0 Milwaukee. 28th home run of the season, and the Brewers have a 4-0 lead now. Yelich has a chance to become the first ever batting champion in Milwaukee franchise history. Started the day second in the league behind Scooter Gennett. Superlatives don't end there for Christian Yelich. He's having a great year. Gregor Blanco will hit for the Giants. That's going to be the end of the line for Chris Stratton. So the Giants starter, who's been pitching very well lately, is done after 5 innings.
Yeah, 2 home runs, 2 walks, really, the difference tonight.
Meanwhile, Gio Gonzalez, 7 punchouts, 5 shutout innings, and on a curveball, a bouncer to Aguilar. Gonzalez can't make the barehanded play. Got to be a little better flip to first than that for Aguilar. That's tough anyway for a pitcher covering.
Yeah, I'm not sure Gio Gonzalez is going to be able to beat Blanco to first base anyway, but not a good flip.
Normally Aguilar's good at this play here. Usually
Blanco,
pretty accurate.
It would have been close anyway, but Gonzalez had to slow down because he knew that the flip was not on line. Put a little bit more on it, lead him better, and then you might get the out.
So the pinch hitter Blanco is on. And to the top of the order now, and Chase Darno. There's a strike. Darno has struck out twice today, making his second start at first base, playing in just his 3rd game. Late scratch Brandon Belt moved Darno from second to first. Chance for 2 here. Arcia throw to first in time. Oh, not in time. I beg your pardon.
No, that guy can run. Darno busting it down that line. That looked like a sure double play off the bat. Everybody did what they had to do, but Darno able to beat it at first base. Well, he was running down that line hard. Pretty good changeup. Travis Shaw with a good throw over to first base. Just a little bit late.
Yep. Good call over there at first. Tom Hallion, the crew chief. 1 away. Here is Kelby Tomlinson now. Swing and a miss to the fastball that time. Gonzalez throws that fastball 89, 91 miles an hour. If he's feeling lively, 92, 93. But his changeup, when his changeup is on, it makes that fastball look a lot faster than 89 miles an hour.
82, 83 with a changeup.
He blew that one right by Tomlinson, and he blew another one by him. This time pulled the string. It's got the same spin, right, as the fastball. Looks exactly the same out of his hand.
Well, again, you notice the changeups are down, the fastballs are up. That's a good combination. Fastballs down with the changeups down in the strike zone. The hitters have a better chance of putting the barrel on it. You can wait a little bit longer on the pitch down in the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Even guys throwing 90, working up in the zone with the fastball. Like Brent Suter was throwing up in the strike zone at 87, 86.
Ground ball. Moustakas will take the sure out at first. Second out of the inning. Darno advancing on the play.
Hey, follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for just $25.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At-Bat Premium. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Austin Slater will hit with 2 away. Giants have a runner in scoring position. Second time they put a man at second base in this game. And Gonzalez starts him with a curve for strike 1.
Yeah, last time was a leadoff double. Gonzalez able to strangle him. That was in the 5th inning.
Giants have just 3 hits, 2 left on. By the way, they scored that Blanco infield chop as a hit. Thinking that Blanco was going to beat Gonzalez to the base anyway.
Yeah. And it looked like he was going to, but I think he slowed down because of the way the ball was flipped over to him. But it's a hit.
Gonzalez with 3 hits allowed, only 1 walk. Wiped out the walk with a caught stealing. That was in the 1st inning. Minimized the base runners tonight. No balls, 2 strikes on Austin Slater. And a shot into left field, a base hit. Darno headed home, throw by Yelich on a hop. The tag, he is out. Oh, what a play! Christian Yelich, a 1-hopper to the plate, and a cat-quick tag by Pena.
Good throw by Christian Yelich, right on the money. Manny Pena able to apply the tag. He's out for now. Giants are going to look at it. Kind of a stutter step into home plate. One of the reasons why maybe he was out. Let's see, does Manny get the tag down before he steps on the plate? I don't know if he does. I don't think he ever tags him.
I don't know if the foot ever hit the plate either.
Yeah, the stutter step is what made it close. If he doesn't stutter step, he's out easily. Bruce Bochy wants him to take a look at it. It's a big call in the game.
Bruce Bochy will challenge this call. And important here that the call on the field is out. Has to be convincing evidence to overturn. A lot of these close calls are staying as is.
I think the question is, does Manny ever tag him? Could be looking at a number of different things, whether the foot hit the plate, whether Manny tagged him, all of that. Well, Manny was not blocking off home plate before he had the baseball, that's for certain.
Well, even running the replays over and over again, tough to tell. I don't know. That foot might have gotten in there. Right there.
I don't know. It's pretty close.
I mean, that's as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it's not clear that he did touch the plate. Yeah, the fact that the call on the field is out is key. And we'll see what they come up with. And a good throw, though, by Christian Yelich.
Yeah, right on the money.
Right on the money.
So awaiting word from the replay review center in Chelsea, New York, as they are checking this one.
Certainly not clear if he ever gets the plate.
Bill Cuzzy gets the word. Here's the crew chief, and safe is the call. Run scores. So that one is overturned, and the Giants are on the board. That'll be an RBI single for Slater.
Not sure if there was clear and convincing evidence to overturn that, but apparently they thought so back in the replay center in New York.
And that's going to be it for Gio Gonzalez. So his Milwaukee Brewers debut is a success. Gonzalez will exit. The newest Brewer will lead to a standing ovation on a Saturday night in Milwaukee.
Gonzalez, and he came out with a dandy tonight. I mean, he was able to keep that pitch down and away, did not make a mistake up in the strike zone, and it looked like the Giants were completely fooled by that pitch all night. And because of the success of that pitch, the fastball up in the strike zone was equally as effective. So good job by Gio in his first start with the Brewers.
Sure, he was battling some nerves. Pitches a good game. He'll exit with 5 2/3 innings, 1 run. Still has a runner. That is his responsibility at first base. And Corey Knebel is on the pitch, the former closer, now trying to close for the starter here in this 5th inning.
Knebel's been much better since his return from the minor leagues. Last pitched on Tuesday, struck out the side. Looked good. The curveball is back. At least it has been. Faced 3 batters. And they all struck out.
Two gone here in the 6th. Longoria at the plate. Brewers lead at 4-1 after the Yelich home run in the bottom of the 5th. Brewers have gotten 2 homers tonight. Shaw and Yelich each hitting their 28th home runs of the season. Shaw's in the 1st, Yelich in the 5th. A 2-run 4th inning as well. Double by Moustakas drove in a run. And Arcia had a sac fly. Longoria is 0 for 2.
Slater can run a little bit. He's 5 for 5 in stolen bases.
Oh, and 2 the count on Longoria. We are on no-hitter watch tonight, partner. Former Brewer Jorge Lopez, who is in the Moustakas deal, is pitching not just a no-hitter but a perfect game against the Minnesota Twins. He is through 6, pitching a perfect game in Minnesota. Longoria into center field. That is a mile high, and Kane will make the catch to end the inning. Knebel strands a runner at first. Gonzalez 1 earned run in his Brewers debut. Is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Brewers have hit the long ball tonight. Travis Shaw and Christian Yelich have gone deep in support of Gio Gonzalez. 5 2/3 innings, 1 earned run for Gonzalez. Terrific debut as a Brewer. And he can enjoy the rest of this one from the dugout. Gregor Blanco will stay into play right field after a pinch hit single. And the new pitcher is Ty Block for the Giants. Brewers are going to make a change as well. So instead of Granderson, it's going to be Keon Broxton to lead off this 6th inning. Hold on to your scorecards at this point of the game when September, with the rosters expanded, a lot of moves will be coming your way. Right off the end of the bat, Block pounces on it, makes a good throw for out number 1. Broxton retired quickly.
And Ty Block bounced between the starting rotation and the bullpen. Much better out of the bullpen. 3-1 record, 312 earned run average. In 29 relief appearances, he had a 5 earned run average in 13 starts. And last pitched on September 4th. That was against the Rockies.
Giants got swept by the Rockies. Here's Moustakas. Well, Jorge Lopez throwing a perfect game in Kansas City, and he was one of the pieces the Brewers traded to the Royals to get Moustakas. Moustakas has delivered with an RBI double tonight. Brewers also traded Brett Phillips to the Royals in that deal. Maverick. Moustakas deep to right, way back, and caught in front of the wall. Just missed it on the bat, did Moustakas. And a long, loud out for out number 2. I thought he got it.
Yeah, you hit it a little bit over more toward the line. It is out of the ballpark, but he didn't. Yeah, fastball in. And Moustakas gave it a pretty good ride. Got it on the label a little bit. That kept it in the ballpark.
2 outs for Manny Pena. If you're wondering how Brett Phillips is doing, he's played in 27 games. He has a couple of homers, 7 RBIs. .202 batting average. A lot of strikeouts. That was always the problem with the Brewers. But one of the better outfielders in the game and getting a chance to play a lot.
Yeah, not playing tonight in that game. Not yet.
Tigers lead the Cardinals 3-1. That game's in the bottom of the 8th. Tigers are 3 defensive outs away from winning the first 2 in that series. Brewers will face the Tigers here at Miller Park the last 3 games of the season. Joakim Soria getting loose. Two to Pena. Longoria. And that will retire the side. Quick inning for Block. Brewers go in order. And we go to the 7th. It is 4-1 Milwaukee. with us here at Miller Park. 6 in the books. Got started with a bang, literally, off the Miller light sign in center field. Travis Shaw with a first inning home run, his 28th of the year. And then, not to be outdone, Christian Yelich, his 28th home run. That came in the 5th. Brewers scored twice in the 4th as well. And all in support of Gio Gonzalez in his Brewers debut. He went 5 2/3 innings, 1 earned run, struck out 7, and is in line for the win. Here we go to the 7th inning now. Hunter Pence will lead off. Corey Knebel back on the mound to start the 7th. And a first pitch curveball, a good one, buckles the knees of Pence, and strike 1. Keon Broxton remains in the game to play right field. Took over for Granderson in a pinch hit appearance. Another curve. This one misses low. Pence had a double to start the 5th. He was left stranded at second base. Gio Gonzalez gave up just 3 hits tonight. Make it 4 hits tonight. I beg your pardon. And that 1 earned run. Only extra base hit was Pence's double into right center. Fastball, strike, 2-2.
And Corey, seems like his fastball much sharper, much crisper out of his hand. Able to put it on the corners.
Got him. Knebel with a strikeout.
And not messing around, just going right at Pence. Blew him away. That pitch pretty much down the middle of the plate. Got it up a little bit and swung right through it. Yeah, from that angle, that looks tough to hit, doesn't it? At velocity, 96, 7 miles an hour.
Then trying to cover the curveball, which comes in there in the low 80s. It's a lot of differential in speed to try to cover as a hitter. There's 97 on the black, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the hitter, Aramis Garcia. Curveball, strike. 0-2 the count. Big power hitter, Garcia. Garcia, this is his first start where he has not been behind the plate for Andrew Suarez. Usually catches Suarez in his brief time here in the big leagues. So Bochy giving him a little run with somebody else on the mound, Chris Stratton tonight. There's a called strike 3, a fastball on the edge. Knebel back-to-back Ks to start the 7th inning.
Boy, command much better for Corey. And since he's been recalled, check it out. Watch Manny's glove, barely moves it. 97 right on the corner. He did throw 1 curveball for a strike in that sequence. Strike number 2. And then attacked him with a fastball after that.
Pinch hitter announced, Alan Hansen, the switch hitter. Bochy is going to play matchup here. Abiatal Avellino is out. 0 for 2 in his major league debut tonight, Avellino. And here is Alan Hansen, who was the starter at shortstop last night and popped a home run last night for the Giants. He's hit 8 already in the big leagues. Just 276 plate appearances. Curveball, strike, a dandy. Knebel's landing the plane here so far tonight. 13 pitches, 10 of those for strikes.
Yeah. And the curveball has been a big part of it.
Fastball just missed. Did he go? Did not.
You don't have to throw a lot of curveballs, but the curveballs you throw, if they're for strikes, hitter has to be aware of it. That makes the fastball much more effective.
Power swing and a power pitch. 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Knebel, and it's 2-2 on Hansen. Hansen's been hot. 5 hits in his last 12 at-bats. That includes 2 home runs and a triple.
And 1 home run last night. Had a couple of hits.
Playing a lot of middle infield for the Giants. Brandon Crawford has been out with a knee injury. Not on the DL, but not available. That's a called strike 3. Knebel hits the edge with a fastball, 98 miles an hour. Strikes out the side. First Hunter Pence. Fastball blow by. Then it was Garcia. Got him with the heat. And then Hansen got the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Big crowd on hand to see this one. Alan Hansen will stay into play short for the Giants. And the Brewers shortstop, Orlando Arcia, will lead off for Milwaukee. Had a sac fly in the 4th. He walked in the 2nd. Does not have an official at bat in his 2 plate appearances. 40,686 the attendance tonight.
Very nice.
And a live wire crowd. Brewers have led from the jump. They got a home run from Shaw in the 1st. Arcia was able to add on in the 4th inning. That was part of a 2-run 4th. Mike Moustakas and Orlando Arcia with RBIs, and then Yelich hit the home run in the 5th.
Yeah, Brewers are approaching the 2.5 million mark in attendance this year.
It's remarkable.
It is, isn't it? Good job, Brewers fans.
The little engine that could.
Yeah.
Only getting better too, as this season, the regular season, draws to a conclusion in this final September sprint. No better place to be on any night, especially a Saturday night, than Miller Park. Full count to Arcia. Chopper. Gonna be a tough play. Tomlinson coming in and makes the play for out number 1.
Well, tonight's having the game winner, Liebeck's Bar in Luxembourg. Liebeck's, one of the two. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a 2019 Friday night home game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Beck would never tell a lie, Rob.
So is Liebeck's?
I have no idea.
Not Liebeck's.
We're going to have to go find out for ourselves one day. Maybe in the offseason. Domingo Santana will pinch hit for the Brewers here in the 7th. You got our offseason bucket list coming together nicely for us this year.
Yeah, I got it. You have to tell me when your offseason actually begins. I'm not sure when my offseason is going to.
Hopefully
begin.
not till November.
Right. World Series runs through the end of October.
Santana takes a strike. Jump in the old rock cruiser and hit the highway. See all the sights. Hit the Cheese Castle maybe this year. Maybe we'll do that Monday.
We're driving right by there.
Ground ball to Longoria. Nice play by the Giants third baseman. 2 away. Road trip to Chicago Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just a 3-gamer. You should come to Wrigley Field and be a part of it. Always a lot of Brewers fans down in Chicago. I recommend the Amtrak Hiawatha line. That's the best way. Or you can get on the Brewers bus. That's actually the best way, but for those who don't have the invitation,
or in the back of your car,
or in the back of my car, be making that drive. There's a strike to Kane. Quickly 0-2.
Unusual to have 3 consecutive night games at Wrigley Field.
Brewers will have Thursday off following that 3rd game of the series. One ball, 2 strikes on Lorenzo Cain. He's 0 for 3. Hit the ball hard twice, though. Cain and Yelich have gone 1 for 6 tonight. Yelich with the home run. Top 3 batters in the order with just 2 hits tonight, but 2 homers in a 4-1 Brewer lead in the 7th inning.
Hasn't been too many hits in this series.
Brewers won last night with just 3 hits. Scored 4 runs on 3 hits. 4 runs on 4 hits tonight. Craig Counsell last night won his 300th game as a big league manager.
He's been terrific, hasn't he?
Now in his 4th year, 3rd full season. Cain takes a call, strike 3, and the inning is over. Well, tie block, 6 up, 6 down in 2 scoreless innings, and we head to the 8th.
teams. The first 20,000 fans in attendance will take home a limited edition Brewers crew neck sweatshirt, courtesy of Hupy and Abraham. To book your seats, go to brewers.com/tickets.
We head to the 8th, and it'll be Joakim Soria in the setup role for the Brewers now, with Jeffress closing. And Soria will take over. 4-1 Milwaukee. Gorkys Hernandez will start it. 8th place hitter. Then Gregor Blanco, who came in as a pinch hitter in the 6th. And then to the top of the order, Chase Darno.
Yeah, Soria last pitch. He pitched last night against the Giants. Tossed a perfect 8th inning. That included a strikeout. He had 6 days off before his appearance last night. Did him well.
Terrific work out of Corey Knebel. Gets 4 outs, goes an inning and a third, struck out the side in the 7th. Clean outing for Knebel. Strike throwing night for Knebel. Quickly 0-2 on Hernandez.
Yeah, didn't throw many curveballs, but the curveballs that he threw were for strikes. And that was in the head of the Giants hitters, and yeah, Knebel was able to be real effective with the big fastball tonight. Throwing that for strikes.
Soria breaking ball from that 3/4 delivery. He can sling it up there. Soria gives you a lot of different looks. Throws that 3/4 fastball, the 3/4 slider, and then everything else is up over the top. So basically has 5 pitches. And that one is a swinging strike. Unable to check it. Hernandez is out. And the last 4 Giants hitters have struck out. First K for Soria.
Yeah, once again, the bullpen getting it done again tonight. Outstanding work out of the Brewers bullpen a night ago. 4 scoreless innings, and starting with Corey Knebel. Outstanding work.
Hernandez knew it. Here's Gregor Blanco, reached on an infield hit in the 6th inning. They are underway in the bottom of the 8th in Minnesota, and Jorge Lopez still perfect, facing the Twins at Target Field. Pop up, foul territory. That's going to be in the seats. And a ball and a strike. Well, that would be something. Remember when the Brewers made the deal with the Astros, trading Carlos Gomez and Mike Fiers, and then Fiers later that year in Houston threw a no-hitter. Go figure. And now Lopez, who was traded away by the Brewers in the Moustakas deal, is perfect.
Yeah, he's probably got all 7 of his pitches working well tonight.
That's a 4-0 Royals lead in that game. Brewers very much have a Royals feel to them these days. Eric Kratz spent time as a Royal. Kane, Moustakas, Joakim Soria used to be the Royals closer. Kansas City's got a new favorite NL team right now.
Manny Pena.
Yeah, that's right. Manny Pena. Good call. Two balls, 2 strikes on Blanco. In the dirt. Good block by Pena, just in case. Cardinals have come back to tie the Tigers. St. Louis got a run in the 8th and then 2 in the 9th. So that game is 3-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. There's a shot into center field, base hit. Second hit of the game for Gregor Blanco. And the Giants with a man on. With 1 out. Back to the top of the order.
Yep, got one up in the zone. Blanco able to center on it. Hit it hard into center field.
Giants are going to bring on Ryder Jones to pinch hit. So Chase Darno is out. Ryder Jones. Big left-handed bat. Got some pop. And hammers that one into right center field. And that is going to get out of here in a flash. And it's a brand new game. 2-run home run by Ryder Jones makes it 4-3 Milwaukee.
That first pitch jumped all over it.
I don't think you can hit a ball any harder than that.
No, that went out of here in a hurry. Big Counsel on the phone to see if the bullpen had started to get throwing once this inning began. It was a split-fingered fastball, split change, and Jones hammers it out of here. 4-3 Brewers.
Fourth career home run for the young Ryder Jones. First pitch he sees in a pinch hit appearance. Now Joe Panik. Just one out in the inning. The Brewers cannot afford to give this one away tonight. Got a 4-0 lead. Giants got one in the 6th. A quick strike with 2 runs with 1 swing of the bat here in the 8th. Joe Panik pinch hitting. Dan Jennings, the left-hander. And Brandon Crawford due next. Jeffress just now starting to get loose. Soria in a struggle right now.
Yeah.
3 balls and a strike on Panik.
Yeah, looked good first hitter, but now falling behind.
On the ground, Aguilar fields it, pitches it to Soria. 2 outs. That's a big out for Soria. And now Bruce Bochy is going to bring on Brandon Crawford. Crawford's been out with a balky knee. There's word that he is going to get a start tomorrow. Craig Counsell is going to make a call to the bullpen. So Cedeno is the left-hander. I beg your pardon, I said Dan Jennings, but that is Xavier Cedeno. And the matchup in place. Craig Counsell will make the change here. In their bullpen, the left-hander Xavier Cedeno, and he is on to face Brandon Crawford. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap day game tomorrow. Madison Bumgarner of the Giants against Zach Davies, who is returning from the disabled list. He'll be his second start. Pitched a beautiful game in his return against the Chicago Cubs. 12:30 is airtime. Miller Lite What's on Tap.
Yeah, it's going to be 1 and out for Cedeno because he got some right-handers coming up. Jeremy Jeffress getting loose. Last pitched at Cedeno on Wednesday against the Cubs. Retired one batter, gave up a hit, has 3 consecutive scoreless appearances as a Brewer.
He is trying to protect a 1-run lead. Jeffress is preparing for the 9th. Might see him here to face Longoria in the 8th inning if Cedeno cannot retire Crawford. 4-3 game. Crawford on the first pitch, fouls it away.
Cedeno basically cutter curveball.
Facing a hitter who hits lefties pretty well.
Yeah, 281 against lefties with 6 homers. Not bad for Brandon Crawford.
First appearance for Crawford in this series. The 0-1 is outside for a ball. As a Brewer, Cedeno has rendered lefties hitless. 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He's been with the Brewers a week. Big spot. The biggest he's faced yet. And that one misses. 2 balls and a strike on Crawford. Ryder Jones with a 2-run homer off Soria. And the Giants are within a run now. On a ball that left the bat at 112 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was hit.
2-1. 2-2.
Yeah, good curveball right there on the 2-1 pitch. Fastball count gives him the breaking ball.
Brewers need a big out right here. 2 outs. 2-2 the count. Crawford able to lay off. That pitch was close.
Yeah, that could have been called.
Kind of handcuffed Pena a little bit.
Yeah, it's a strike though.
Pena is normally excellent framing pitches, but this one got him a little.
Yeah, that's why it probably wasn't called a strike.
Well, it gives you an idea of the movement that Cedeno has. 3-2. Walked him. Tying run is on for the Giants. And now Counsell on his way back out and going to ask Jeremy Jeffress to give him a 4-out save tonight. Giants putting up a threat here in the 8th inning. 2-run home run Ryder Jones. Now Crawford has walked. And the go-ahead run will come to the plate for San Francisco. Another pitching change at Miller Park. Here comes Jeffress. base and trying to nail down save number 10. He will face Evan Longoria with 2 away and Crawford at first.
Yeah, Longoria, then Pence picked up save number 9 last night. A 3-up, 3-down ninth that included a couple of strikeouts. 66 appearances now for Jeremy, 9 out of 14 in saves. More strikeouts in innings pitched for Jeffress. Needs 4 outs to get number 10.
Brewers had this one on cruise control until a 2-run home run moments ago by Ryder Jones. The Cardinals have just lost in Detroit. A walk-off wild pitch from Bud Norris. And the Tigers win that game 4-3 after the Cardinals had tied it up. So the Tigers beating the Cardinals in back-to-back days. Here is Longoria. Five career at-bats against Jeremy Jeffress. 2 hits for Longoria. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And he put a fastball by him.
Yeah, fastball up 94 miles an hour. He had all 3 of his pitches working for him very well last night. Curveball for strikes, split change down the strike zone.
Jeremy not to save last night. Deals, swing, and a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big swing by Longoria.
The split change, he left it up a little bit.
One of the rare closers with 3 pitches to call on. Let's see which one he goes with here. Pitch of the game right now for the Brewers.
Doesn't have to be a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Crawford the runner at first. Here it comes, and Longoria shot back up the middle at a base hit. Crawford running on a sore knee. Stops at second base, and this inning continues now for the Giants.
Yep, left the fastball down. Didn't have to be a strike. He threw a strike, left it down in the zone. That allowed Longoria to get a bat on it.
3 hits and a walk in this inning. 2-run home run by Ryder Jones. And now Jeffress will face Hunter Pence. Pence with a double tonight. He's 1 for 3. Big swing and a miss. Got him with a curve. Pence looking for something else, looking for the heat maybe.
And the bat has slowed down some for Pence, but he can still get to a fastball that's down.
He rifled a double into the gap in the 5th off Gonzalez. 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. He buckled his knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Now they're up 40,000 plus. Skips away from Pena. Both runners will advance.
Big right there.
Now a base hit. The Giants could take the lead in this 8th inning.
Yeah, that's one that normally Manny is able to smother easily. Got away from him, the breaking pitch.
An inning that is falling apart. Jeffress trying to put the lid back on the jar right now. 2 runs are in. 4-3 Brewers. 2 outs in the 8th. 1-2 to Hunter Pence. Got him! Jeremy Jeffress with a strikeout to end the inning, and the Brewers still in the lead.
Hunter Pence, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to strike him out and finally end that Giants inning. 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Brewers are out in front right now. Our Powerball home run total, it's Jesus Aguilar top of the list with 31 right now. A couple of home runs today, including one from Kristen Yelich. Also Travis Shaw, they hit their 28th. So the home runs mounting for the Brewers. A tight game here. We've got Brewers Live postgame coming up after the ball game. Gio shines. We'll talk about the home runs, and Craig counts his thoughts and get you set for Sunday's finale as well, B.A.
All right, Craig, thanks. You could tell that's an anxious look by Craig Counsell right there.
I think the look right there and the reaction is the fact that they needed Jeremy Jeffress in the 8th.
Who pitched last night. That is Will Smith on the mound for the Giants, the former Brewer, coming back from Tommy John surgery. The best friend of Jeremy Jeffress. Those two were inseparable when they were teammates in Milwaukee, and now they're both pitching against each other in a tight game.
It's been about a week for Will. September 1st against the Mets, a scoreless inning, had a couple of strikeouts.
Giants have made some changes defensively as well. Brewers need some runs. Yelich to start it here with Shaw due next. And Yelich into left field, down for a hit.
Just amazing success against lefties.
Has the highest batting average in the National League against lefties as a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, Will Smith hung a breaking pitch, just slaps it into left field. He makes it look so easy. Far from it.
2 out of 4 tonight. Yelich, home run in the 5th. Brewers have a man on to start it. Here is Travis Shaw now, who homered in the 1st. Shaw up there bunting. Ryder Jones, who hit the 2-run home run in the top of this inning, stays in to play first base. Joe Panik remains in the game to play second. At some point, you'll probably see Brandon Belt.
And he was on deck when Pence was up.
Giants are at the bottom of their order for the 9th inning. Wouldn't it figure, though, you're facing a Giants lineup with a lot of new faces. A lot of September call-ups, and then you get to the crunch part of the game, and Bruce Bochy rolls out Joe Panik, Brandon Crawford, Longoria, Pence, and then possibly Belt. If Jeffress didn't get through that inning with a strikeout. Here's Shaw, a little lazy fly ball, center field. That is going to be caught. Nice catch by Hernandez. Boy, he covered some ground.
Yeah, got a late break on it because Shaw had the big swing, but got it down on the end.
That brings up Jesus Aguilar, our AARP take on Jesus, where he ranks in the National League coming into play today. Third in homers with 31, 97 RBIs, which is tied for fourth. Aguilar with a double, a walk, a run scored. 1 out of 2 tonight. Brewers could use a big blast right here. Strike to Jesus, a ball and a strike. Aguilar drove in the game winner last night. 2 RBI double in the 7th inning, came with 2 strikes. Put the Brewers ahead 4-2, and they would hang on to win by that score last night. By the way, the perfect game has ended for Jorge Lopez. He lost it in the 9th. When 8 perfect innings for the Royals, they've just taken him out. So terrific performance by the former Brewer Lopez.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good to see him getting a chance in the big leagues.
Jesus Aguilar has 2 strikes on him, so he's got Will Smith right where he wants him.
Will Smith has not allowed a run over his last 9 innings now. A ton of strikeouts this year for the Giants. 2-2 the count. Yelich the runner at first. Not even showing a threat to run. Going to be tough for Aguilar to find a gap here. The Giants outfield is extremely deep. But if one does get to the wall, Yelich would certainly have a chance to score with his speed. There he goes. And a swing and a miss. Aguilar strikes out. Stolen base for Yelich. But there are 2 outs in the 8th.
I tell you, Garcia should have thrown that baseball because Aguilar walked right across him.
Yeah, good point.
If he throws it and makes contact, they're both out. And right there, you got to throw it.
Pitch took him well over toward the right-handed hitter's batter's box. Never know, though. Might as well take a shot.
Yeah.
Well, a base hit could bring a run in. Here's Keon Broxton now. By the way, that stolen base was number 107 for the Brewers as a team. That is the most in the National League. They lead the Nationals by 7 steals as Yelich swipes second base. That's a big run to pick up right here. Broxton with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Brewers with a 1-run lead. Smith has come back strong after Tommy John surgery. Made his debut on May 2nd. Took the full year. No balls, 2 strikes on Broxton. And he got him. A strikeout to end the inning. And we go to the 9th. Jeremy Jeffress had to work for his 1 out in the 8th. Now he's got 3 to get if the Brewers are going to win the first 2 games of this series. Last call for the Giants. 4-3 Milwaukee. Scoring 2 in the 8th on a Ryder Jones pinch hit home run. And Jeremy Jeffress back on the mound to try to close it down. Hernan Perez will take over at second base for Travis Shaw. Brewers tighten up their defense. Shaw moves over to first. Aguilar is out. And an outfield of Yelich, Kane, and Broxton. Brandon Belt pinch hitting. Greg Counsell asking some extra work out of Jeremy Jeffress. He got the save yesterday, trying to give the Brewers 4 outs here tonight. And he falls behind Belt 2-0. Dangerous hitter off the bench tonight. Belt was in the original starting lineup, was scratched with discomfort in the knee, the right knee. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Right back to it. Gutsy pitch. That's what's made him so great this year. The fact that he throws those pitches in fastball counts.
Not only pitching back-to-back games, but trying to go multiple innings in the second of a back-to-back. He's been as durable as anyone. He and Hader regularly pitching multiple innings, especially when Knebel was closing. It was Jeffress who would pick up the 2-inning outings. Figure Hader's down tonight after 2 scoreless innings yesterday. 2-2.
Tough one to lay off right there. That's a veteran laying off a very close pitch. Jeffress gets a lot of swings on this. He started it, able to hold up.
Count is full. And Bell stays alive. Another fastball. That pitch count at 14 right now for Jeffress. He gave up a single to Longoria with 2 outs in the 8th, and then struck out Hunter Pence. Got him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to end the inning. Had to go deep into the well, though. 3-2. And he got him. Backdoor breaking ball. Jeremy Jeffress rings the bell.
And nerves of steel. That guy's been something else. He throws a curveball on the 3-2 pitch. Able to catch the bottom of the strike zone. Manny Pena holds it right there for Phil Cuzzy. A lot of guts to throw that pitch right there. You walk them and you're in big trouble.
One away. Alan Hansen now. Pounced on a first pitch yesterday for a home run. And Jeffress gives him a curveball. He was ready to swing, fouls it off. Brewers doing their homework on Alan Hansen. Second at bat for Hansen. He struck out in the 7th. Stayed in the game to play short. He's got some pop, as we saw last night. Rolls over one. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the way he ambushed that fastball last night for a home run. Be careful with that pitch.
He's got some options now. Let's see what he does. This spot in the batting order tonight has struck out 3 times. Avellino twice, Hansen once. Corey Knebel struck out Hansen on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball in the 7th inning. Jeffress is so locked in on the mound, he didn't even hear or recognize that time had been called. Now he's ready. 0-2 pitch.
And just in case he's leaning out over the plate, straighten him up.
Cubs lost earlier today. Cardinals just lost in Detroit. Brewers need a win. There's a little flare left field. Yelich lays out and he makes the catch. Oh, Christian Yelich. A straight dive at the end of his reach. And a huge second out of the inning.
Amazing. They got a good jump on it. Timed his leap beautifully, kept it in the glove, and what more can this guy do? Watch the jump he gets on his baseball. A little flare out and left and able to haul it in. Got it down on the heel of the glove, somehow able to keep it in that glove.
Jeremy Jeffress fired up at that play. A former Gold Glove left fielder with the Marlins, Christian Yelich, flashed in a little bit of that form right there. What a play.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah, he's something else. Put a big S on his chest. It's amazing what he's been able to do. On the bases, at the plate, in the field. Unbelievable season.
Quick visit to the mound, Derek Johnson. Scouting report visit. Giants have Chris Shaw pinch hitting.
Started last night 0-for-3.
Big power hitter in the minor leagues this year. Shaw had 24 bombs in AAA. One more piece to the puzzle for Jeremy Jeffress. And he misses away. Went with the curveball again. Chris Shaw's first big league homer came in his first at bat, which was a pinch hit appearance last week. The 1-0. 2-0. Gregor Blanco would be next for the Giants. Unless Jeffress can close it out right here. 40,000 on their feet at Miller Park. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 the count.
Chase one off the plate.
'23rd pitch of the outing for Jeffress. The 2-1 outside. Didn't bite that time. Now it's 3-1. Some hearts pounding right now. Nothing like pennant race baseball. 3-1. Did he go? They'll ask. Did not. He walked him. And the inning continues. Tying run at first base. Go ahead run coming to the plate in Blanco.
Yep, swung out of the zone, did Shaw on a 2-0 pitch, and then after that, kind of more disciplined up there, very close on the check swing.
That's one of those that could go either way. You don't argue either way. Gregor Blanco had his infield hit changed to an error from the 6th inning. Had a single to center field in the 8th. Came in as a pinch hitter, has stayed in defensively. And Jeffress misses with a fastball. Jeremy's getting into the danger zone in pitches. It's not just the amount of pitches, it's facing 2 batters, sitting down, then coming back for a 9th inning. Looking for a 4-out save. Blanco slashes one off the facing of the Giants dugout. Way late on that fastball, and it's 1-1.
You know, all that tonight, and he pitched last night. Scoreless inning.
First time All-Star this year, Jeremy Jeffress made it as a non-closer. He's a closer now, though. The 1-1 and a strike on the edge.
Not going to do much with that.
Giants down to their last strike. One more piece. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chopper foul. Pena hustling out there to keep it fair.
Yep,
just in
alive.
case.
Just got a piece of the split change. Really well located down in the zone there. Good pitch.
Pena on his way out. A mound visit. Maybe give Jeffress a breather if nothing else. This is some heavy lifting that Jeremy Jeffress is doing right now. Saved the game last night. Council had to bring him on to get the final out of the 8th. Trying to finish it off here in the 9th.
And loves every minute of it.
Ball, 2 strikes. Gregor Blanco at the plate. Tying run at first. And a foul out of play. Blanco does have a couple of hits in his career against Jeffress. He's 2 for 3. He had a 2-strike single off Soria in the 8th inning. Pitch number 30 for Jeffress. Do it again. Another 1-2. And he just missed. Went with the curveball. Oh.
Man.
2-2.
Completely full. The only reason why he didn't swing. Very close.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Jeffress deals. 3-2 now. You start to wonder how long you can go with Jeremy Jeffress. There is activity in the bullpen with Corbin Burns, a rookie.
This is his Jeffress inning, though. He's not getting taken out.
Full count. Tying run at first, and Shaw, he'll get a head start with the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs, 9th inning. Runner goes, and a swing and a fly ball left field. Yelich camping. Yelich will put it away, and the Brewers win. Jeremy Jeffress with a save.